Me right now is Chief Data Scientist with Microsoft's AI for Good lab, Juan Lavista Ferres. Juan, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Juan, great to see you again. Last time you and I spoke, you were just announcing the grant program. Now there are 20 winners. So what are some of the projects that you're most excited about?
We're very excited about all the projects. Particularly, we're going to be doing a project with Goodwill on classification and helping them to streamline the classification for donations. That's a very important project for them. We're very excited about the project. We continue to work with David Baker, the Nobel Prize winner, on understanding and helping him and his team, all the work that he's been doing on protein. We continue working with Chris Murray. Yesterday we were at the University of Washington with him and his team of IHME working on helping understand and map population around the world. And we have many multiple other projects, many with Washington State University, including on wildfires, on helping rural teachers. So very excited about all of these projects.
And why has Microsoft chosen to support local projects here in Washington State?
Yes, for us, Washington State is our home. And not only for Microsoft, but also our first project in the lab was a project here in Washington State. So for us, in this 50th anniversary, we pay a lot of attention, more attention to make sure that we focus here. So.
And Juan, can you tell us exactly how does AI for Good fit into the overall objectives of Microsoft?
So it's part of our philanthropic arm. Our AI for Good lab is a philanthropic effort we have. When we realize that a lot of organizations that are trying to help solve some of the world's greatest challenges, they do not have today the capacity or structure to hire the AI talent that is needed to solve some of these problems. And our contribution is to bring our AI talent to help these teams that are working, and we create teams, B teams with them, where they provide the subject matter expertise of their problems. We bring the AI talent, and we work together with them to help them solve their problems.
So there's a lot of talk right now online about the amount of energy it takes for AI to run and claims that it's not good for the environment. But I know that some of these grants are going towards sustainability efforts. Is that contradictory at all?
No, it's not contradictory at all. Like everything we do generates emissions, and I think it's all a society we're all responsible to make sure that we reduce as much as these emissions. Of course, we know that some AI models, particularly the big models, not majority of the models that we're doing here are relatively small, but let's say you have big models that will consume a lot of energy. It's important to make sure that that energy comes from renewable sources. And as a company, we are committed that by 2030, we are committed to make sure that everything we're doing is net zero. So from that perspective, it's not controversial. We need to use all our tools, as many tools as possible, to help the environment. And using AI makes a lot of sense to do that.
And while I have you here, I want to pick your brain because I know you're always thinking about this. We have heard of OpenAI, we've heard of Copilot and those types of tools, but in your personal opinion, what is the next frontier for artificial intelligence?
Well, I'm an applied person in general. Like what I want to see is I want to see these tools being used to help problems. I think the next frontier is how do we help society using these tools? How do we make society more productive? How can we skill the workforce to make sure that the people are using these tools? I think that we have an amazing set of tools. I think now the next challenge is to make sure people start using more and more about how can they use these tools to help them solve their problems.
Well, I know you're actively doing that. Juan Lavista Ferres, thanks so much for being here live from Microsoft in Redmond. I appreciate talking to you again.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.